Now, I've seen the movie Moonfall at least 5 times, and it's one of my favorite movies. And I believe that the movie is very much true. And I've never really talked about the moon, but I'm going to give y'all my opinion on the moon. I believe that the moon is real. I believe that the moon is alive. I believe that the moon is an entity. And I also believe that the moon is a trap. And I believe that they have been lying to us, telling us that no one has ever been on the moon and that there has never really been no landing. Because if they really show us what they saw, they're gonna have to really explain to us what they seen. So before they explain to us what they really saw and who they really encountered, they rather just say the landing was fake. And the reason why I think that the moon is a trap and it's a living entity, because whenever you die, it tells you to go to the light. And who's to say that the light that you were looking into is the moonlight? And I believe that the moonlight is a trap to the moon and it brings you right back on earth. I believe that the moon is basically a trap door back to earth. Because whenever you go to the light, you get reincarnated back on earth. So this is why you see a lot of movies like the movie Polka Dice. And it's a other couple of movies that talks about stuff like that tells you don't go into the light. And I believe that the biggest lie is that the moon is a trap. And when these astronauts made their way to go to the moon, I believe they seen that the moon was in fact alive. And I believe that they seen the evil entity that is within that moon and it scared the living hell out of them. So when they came back down on earth, they rather just dismiss it and say, we never went there, it never happened. But I believe that part of reincarnation is because of the moon. Because if you go to the light, and when you look at the light, it's not a bright, shiny light like a godly light. It's more like a white, dim light. And when you look at the moon, when you look out your window and look at the moon, what color light shines off of that moon? It's a dim, white, soft light. I believe that the moon is very much alive. And people has been on there, and it's an evil entity that is basically a trap door to keep our souls. And I believe it's that moon that is going to keep us on this earth. That's why in the end, that moon has to turn red and has to get destroyed, because it's a trap door for our souls.